The Farm at Lane's End, Chapter 13. Keywords. How about you? What would you like? I would like a beer. How about you? I would like a wine. Elevenses. A short break at about 11 o'clock for coffee and biscuit. A stick in the mud is a person who is boring and dull. If someone is glued to the box means it's a person who only watches television. For some strange reason means a reason I don't understand. And as poor as a church mouse means being very, very poor. And now the story continues. In Chapter 12, we joined Ken, Jean and Dave in the Bluebird tea rooms. We had afternoon tea, and Dave was very much looking forward to his singing lessons. And now, from singing lessons to the story. Ken and Jean and their son Dave are having elevenses in the kitchen. Another cup of coffee, Ken? No, thanks, Jean. 1 cup's enough. Dave, how about you? Would you like another cup of coffee? Yes, please, Mum. And another chocolate biscuit, please. You'll put on weight if you keep on eating so many chocolate biscuits, Dave. Yes, I know, Mum, but I really love chocolate biscuits. Jean, you wanted to tell us about your phone call with your sister Sarah. That's right, Ken. I called Sarah this morning. I wanted to invite them for Sunday lunch. It's been a long time since we've seen them. What did Sarah say? She'd love to come, but Sydney has become a regular stick in the mud. All Sid wants to do is do nothing. He's become very, very boring. Nothing but television. Sid spends most of his time glued to the box. A real stick in the mud. And why has Sydney become such a stick in the mud? Sarah told me that retirement was the worst thing that's ever happened to Sid. 1 minute a long-distance coach driver, the next minute a life doing nothing. It's no wonder Sid's become the way that he is. Well, let's hope he gets over it. And by the way, Dave, how was your singing lesson? Well, to be honest, Mum and Dad, a little bit boring. Scales and more scales, nothing but boring scales. Don't worry, Dave. All great singers started with scales. The interesting songs will come. Just a question of time. Oh, and by the way, Dave, what's Sally like as a person? As a person, Sally's really very nice. And what's more, she's really interested in farming and farm life. And she keeps asking me questions. For some strange reason, I think Sally is more interested in our farm than giving me singing lessons. And I think she believes we are very, very rich. Oh, I can understand that, Dave. Sally's dad is a vicar. He's probably as poor as a church mouse, and Sally has probably never had a new dress in her life. And just because we own 6 or 7 racehorses does not mean we're rich. Oh, and there's something I almost forgot to tell you, Dave. What's that, Dad? I've booked a course of flying lessons for you. A course of flying lessons, Dad? Last week I ordered a helicopter. It means it will save us lots of time getting to the races and back. That's fantastic, Dad. A little ray of light sunshine in our poor farming life. It's a very hard life, being very poor farmers. And now, here are some questions. Where are Ken, Jean and Dave having 11s? What will cause Dave to put on weight? Do you like chocolate biscuits? Who did Jean invite for Sunday lunch? What has Sydney become? What does Sydney spend most of his time doing? What was the worst thing for Sid? What was Sid's job? How was Dave's singing lesson? What is Sally interested in? What has Farmer Ken ordered? Why did Farmer Ken order a helicopter? And the very last question. Is Farmer Ken as poor as a church mouse? That was chapter 13 of Farm at Lane's End. Chapter 14 next week. Bye-bye for now.